Dear viewers, welcome to my channel. Looking beautiful and attractive is the desire of every human being. The use of makeup and plastic surgeries are a few ways to improve your looks, but today we will talk about transforming the body into an ideal shape by working out, and maybe with the use of forbidden substances. Bodybuilding and working out are usually good for your health, but excessiveness of anything leads to disaster, which is what we'll be discussing in this video. We are going to talk about some bodybuilders who went way too far with working out, or with abusing their power. Before starting the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to enjoy more exciting videos. Famous bodybuilder of his time, inventor of the Beyond Failure training system, and owner of Nuclear Nutrition, a supplement for bodybuilders, Trevor Smith, died at just 33 years of age. Trevor Smith first got inspired to start bodybuilding when he saw the movie Pumping Iron. At the age of 33, he stood 6 foot 1 inch and weighed about 412 pounds. And he was also a 4th degree black belt. In 2004, he sadly passed away from a brain aneurysm, but other sources say it was due to a heart attack. The report states that Smith's high-dose testosterone and other performance-enhancing drugs could possibly have led to several harmful consequential disorders such as hyperlipidemia, cardiovascular conditions, and liver damage. Andreas Münzer was an Austrian professional bodybuilder known for his extremely low body fat levels. Münzer admired fellow Austrian bodybuilder Arnold Schwarzenegger. He attempted to imitate Schwarzenegger, eventually meeting his hero at the Arnold Classic competition in 1996. While competing, he used a variety of ergogenic aids, including large amounts of potassium-sparing diuretics, possibly leading to his death in 1996. The autopsy gave the cause of death as dystrophic multiple organ failure. Some of the specific autopsy findings were an extremely muscular physique with an almost complete absence of subcutaneous fat, traces of about 20 different drugs, and acute toxicity. Matarazzo was one of the more famous bodybuilders in the world back in the late 80s and early 90s. He was well known for his extreme size and weight, 5 feet 10 inches and 250 pounds. Matarazzo competed for a decade in the IFBB bodybuilding circuit, and he was well regarded for his gigantic arms and extraordinary calves. After placing 21st in the Mr. Olympia tournament, he was forced into early retirement and into open heart surgery. This legend would go on to have 2 heart attacks, and his heart would be reduced to just 20% functioning before his untimely death at just 48 years old. Pucket was a promising young bodybuilder when he passed away at the age of 22, alone in his dorm. Before passing on, Pucket had begun to rack up serious awards which culminated in his victory at the 2006 NPC Teenage/Collegiate Bodybuilding Competition. Pucket had been attending the University of Alabama at the time of his death. Before passing, he had complained of a torn muscle. Even though it was pretty clear that Pucket was abusing anabolic steroids, the coroner cited his cause of death as heart failure and natural causes. Ali Cooney is one of the latest prime examples of people who get into the world of bodybuilding with no clue and suffer immensely as a result. Cooney was from West Yorkshire when he, at the age of 16, dedicated his life to bodybuilding. Cooney was an open user of steroids despite being told by doctors when he was 18 to slow down on his workouts and to cut out the steroids. Doctors warned him several times to quit working out after he was hit with chronic heart damage. However, Cooney did not stop and returned to working out up to 4 times a week. He died being 20 years old when he collapsed at the door of a taxi. Klein epitomized the idea of mass on the bodybuilding circuit, where he competed throughout the 90s and into the early aughts, and he would rack up 4 NPC heavyweight rankings, and 2 NPC super heavyweight rankings, before going on to become a trainer. Klein's retirement didn't last very long as he experienced kidney failure at the age of 30 and would pass away shortly after. Kovacs was known around the bodybuilding world for his intense off-season weight gain and his commitment to getting into shape right before the IFBB season would begin. Kovacs competed throughout the late 90s, and he would retire in 2005. During the off-season, Kovacs would weigh in as high as 400 pounds, which is incredible, even in the world of bodybuilding. Kovacs would suffer from heart failure at the age of 44, only a few years after retiring, a clear signal of lung pressure on the heart mixed with steroid abuse. Aziz Shavershian lived on top of the world for a brief point in time thanks to his alluring personality, chiseled physique, and dominating online presence. Shavershian popularized aesthetics to a whole new generation of bodybuilders thanks to his focus on being attractive over being strong. Aziz would sculpt the perfect body in just under 4 years in time. However, the dream wasn't meant to last, and Shavershian would end up dying of heart failure in a sauna in Bangkok, with steroids the likely culprit. Mentzer is one of the most famous bodybuilders in recent memory, thanks to his blend of perfectly cultivated mass, business savvy, and outspoken ideological beliefs. Mentzer competed in the IFBB for years, making his debut in 1979, and he would rack up a Mr. Olympia heavyweight championship in that first year. Mentzer began bodybuilding at just 12 years old, and he would get stronger and more nuanced as the years went by. Unfortunately, Mentzer passed away at the age of 40 due to heart problems. Benevente was a steady shower in the mid-90s on the NPC circuit. He would place several times in the team division before racking up his highest honors in 2003 as a first-place finisher in the Southern States competition. Benevente would die only a year later due to a heart attack. He was 30 when he passed away. Mohammed Benaziza was a prolific bodybuilder who totaled a proverbial treasure trove in competition wins. Benaziza would rack up 7x Grand Prix wins as well as 2 top 5 finishes in the Mr. Olympia competitions of 1989 and 1992. After winning the Grand Prix Holland competition in 1992, he went back to his hotel room, where he promptly died of heart failure. Benaziza was just 33. Italian bodybuilder Daniele Seccarecci turned pro at just 26 years old. In 2010, the Guinness World Records named him the heaviest competitive bodybuilder, with a competition weight of 298 pounds or 135 kilograms. In 2011, he was actually charged with illegal steroid marketing and briefly subject to home detention. Then 2 years later, at just 33, he passed away from a heart attack. To finish our list, we have Atwood. Wisconsin-born and bred, Atwood's first competition was in 2000, and he placed first in the super heavyweight class of the Junior USA. In 2001, he became a professional bodybuilder when he debuted at the 2001 Toronto Pro, where he took first place. He was Mr. Olympia in 2002, placing 12th. Atwood is also featured in many fitness and bodybuilding magazines and even appeared on the cover of RX Muscle magazine. Most tragically, he died of a heart attack on September 11, 2011. Even though going to the gym and working out is very healthy, those people took it too far and paid with their lives for it. It's quite clear that the excessive use of drugs and steroids leads to severe heart conditions. Do you have any suggestions for bodybuilders to avoid the risks we discussed? Share them in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video. See you in the next video.